Hello, and welcome to the Beyond Average Journeys of Growth and Increasing Value interview series. I'm your host, Kristen Carlson, and today I'm joined by Sebastian Gomez, co-founder and CEO at Equity 305 in Miami, Florida. So, Sebastian, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you for the invitation. My pleasure.
Awesome. So, could you kick us off just with a little introduction about you and what Equity 305 is all about?
Yes, sure. I'm a 50-year-old entrepreneur. I've been an entrepreneur since I was 20. I'm originally from Argentina, and I moved to the States 10 years ago. Again, I've been an entrepreneur since I was 20, so I've been in multiple ventures, some success, some failures, and all the way lead me to this present with Equity 305 that was born 8 years ago out of curiosity or necessity. It was born as a side hustle. Equity 305 is a fix and flip venture. So we purchase properties in distress, we fix them up, and we sell them. And I started doing this again as a side hustle 8 years ago. And after a few years, I realized that the opportunity that was there was too big to do it just on the side. So I decided to focus 100% on this and grow it as much as possible. And today we are a small team of 15 people based between Argentina, Miami, where the headquarters are, and all the other areas that we operate in. We are now in 8 cities and 4 states. And we are processing around 120 properties per year in all those 8 locations.
So does your team actually do the work in the houses that you buy, or are they finding the properties for you that are potential purchases?
We are not a developer per se. We don't have people directly related to development. What we do is we find properties, we purchase them, and then the regional managers that we have in each one of the cities do like a follow-up on each one of the projects. So we do weekly walks and weekly updates. I've developed a software that helps us through the process from acquisitions to sales. So that made the possibility of scaling this up, because if not, fix and flip is pretty much a boots on the ground kind of business where you have to be very close to the projects. What we done is we figure out how to scale this in a way that we could still be close to the projects, but do it in multiple locations. So the regional managers are our eyes and ears on site. And then we have an acquisition department here in Miami, and then a sales department between Miami and Argentina. And but yeah, we are focused mainly in acquisitions and building a software and a process that helps us to scale this up beyond what you can reach physically.
Awesome. So in your prior businesses, did you also develop software to support the business?
Yes, I was always pretty much involved in software and technology, mainly because I think much of the scalability of the projects are related to technology and innovation. So actually, I think technology kind of drags innovation into the company. So if you put technology in all the aspects possible of your business, you end up being carried along with innovation while you grow. So I try to put the technology aspects on each one of the projects that I've been involved and all the companies that I've set up. Yes.
And do you start the business and then learn what it could use from a technology perspective, or did you kind of know that there was this opportunity to create software and then build the business on top of it?
Well, that's a good question. Depending on the project, I started an e-commerce company back in 2010 in Argentina, where in Latin America in general e-commerce was pretty new. So that project was mainly based on technology because it was e-commerce. In this case of Equity 305, that is a real estate, what I've seen is that technology was not very accommodated to what we did in fix and flip. So you may see a lot of technology companies related to real estate, but not a lot of technology related to fix and flip. So in that case, it was mainly the other way. So yeah, that was the case. But again, it will depend on the kind of project that I've been involved in.
So you were mentioning that some of your prior businesses, you had success and you had failure. I mean, is there any failures you've learned a lot from and you've changed how you do business today?
Oh yeah, yeah. Every project that I've been involved was a kind of a different experience, different partners, different type of companies, industries. So yeah, of course, as I always said, every failure is throws much more experience on you than a success, mainly because of how the human being is built. But when you fail, you usually take a lot of introspection and thought about what went wrong. And of course, there are multiple reasons. There's not only one. The same with the success. When you build out a company that is performing really good and you're on track with your expectation, it's not only one thing. So in the cases of failures where I had to shut down companies or reduce it or sell them, basically you do a much deeper balance of what went wrong, and you capture that and use it for your next project. So as they say, you always build your way to success through failures. It's almost like some sort of failure level is necessary to get to a success. And again, you learn a lot. You learn a lot, even though it's sometimes very hard experience and very hard to make drastic decisions. But you learn a lot on yourself and on your partners and the company itself. Yes.
So you got beyond being afraid of fear or failure, right? It's like,
Yeah, I think that the word is resilient, but
yes.
Latin America has a lot of, it's a roller coaster. So a lot of economical changes, political changes. So I think that when I moved here, I felt that we are used to move and deal in such a hostile environment in Latin America that when you have an environment that is more predictable and rules are more strong, it's easier to adapt and to create things. So that's why I think that we kind of have a resiliency in our DNA from the ones that are coming from Latin America, because we are used to it. You have to adapt constantly because rules change just in a few years. And yeah, you need to be resilient, of course.
Awesome. There seems like there's a nugget in there of what you would recommend to an aspiring entrepreneur. Have any advice that you think you'd share with somebody that wants to start their own business? Try something new?
Yeah, there's a lot. First, being an entrepreneur is not about getting free time. I hear a lot of people saying, I want my free time, I want to manage my time. Being an entrepreneur is like a full-time job. Of course, you have the flexibility of canceling a meeting and do like a family thing, but it's a 24/7. So if you're jumping into your own venture or entrepreneurship, don't do it because you're looking for free time, because you get carried away with all the work and your passion and the teamwork, and it's not easy. Also, don't do it if you're not looking for any boss or taking any orders. I've heard that 1,000 times, and you always respond to someone. If a client, an investor, a partner, even your team needs support. So if you don't like orders, I don't think entrepreneurship is the solution. At least I think it's more maybe something related to the way you want to share things or work. But I think those are the wrong reasons. But again, I think that you need to be resilient, that's for sure, because even though you plan ahead, that is very necessary. I always recommend plan ahead, do your budgets, you do your plan. Nothing turns out to be the way you plan. So be prepared to change, because you will need to change. And the partners that are depositing trust on you, or the investors that are depositing money and trust on you, they're not expecting things not to change. They know that they will change. They just want you to be resilient and to adapt and to find a way. And sometimes your partners and your investor, they are investing in you as an entrepreneur, not only your idea. So be prepared to change. And the most important thing is how to react, how you will react and change to those changes in the environment. Another thing is choose your partners wisely. You can always change a piece of your team if something is not working, but your partner is your partner for a long time. And so you cannot change a partner from day to night. So another word of advice will be very thorough on who you pick as a partner, because it's kind of a marriage, and you will have to be looking out for each other, and that is very important. Then in this world of changes, technology, innovation, AI, be open to collaboration. You don't need to invent everything. There's a lot of things over there in the market that you might take advantage of. But that means that you need to be open-minded to collaborate with third parties. So it's very hard to grow really in a massive scale if you are not collaborating with third parties, providers, clients, investors, any type, but you need to collaborate. And then in my own experience, and with Equity 305, that is in real estate, and real estate has so many different approaches. I'm always shocked about how many people is being successful in real estate, doing so many different things. So for the ones that are related or somehow invested in real estate, I would suggest to focus on one solution and not trying to solve multiple solutions at once, because I think focus and being completely concentrated into one thing in real estate makes much more value for investors, yourself, and partners than trying to solve many things. So even if you're looking for investment, like in a VC world or private investors, nobody wants to invest in someone that is trying to solve multiple things at the same time. So again, more in real estate, I think focus and try to specialize in one thing will be much more valuable than solving multiple things at the same time.
Awesome. So just go deep on one thing, stay narrow and go deep. So many things that you've learned and shared. Thank you so much.
No
So
problem.
as your company scales, the software is allowing you to scale. I mean, what are some of the challenges you're seeing scaling your team?
Well, delegating and building a strong and good team is very hard, not only in real estate, not only in Equity 305, in almost every company that I set up. Building a good team is key. Of course, you have to plan ahead and to do like a profile research. But in our case, what we've done so far in these 8 years has give us the opportunity to plan the next 3, 4, or 5 years. So what we're trying to do now is to adapt the company to offer the same kind of solutions that we've been using for ourselves to third parties. So that's a big leap for us, a big change. and we call it the next stage of the company. So as I said at the beginning, what we've done so far is build a process and a technology to help us process multiple projects in different locations at the same time. And that has been done for ourselves, for our managers, for our team. So now we are preparing the company and the team to kind of offering the same solution as a SaaS service, software as a solution, as a service for third parties. So someone that is for example, located in another city outside our region that can use our knowledge, our software, and our experience, and our capital as well to replicate what we've done here. And that's another transformation of the company that impacts in almost every area, human resources, technology, marketing, funding, capital, and that's the next step for us, and we are very enthusiastic about that. Yeah.
Sounds super exciting. Yes, and it is a evolution, right? So it's like totally different type of business, but
Correct.
being able
Correct.
to monetize what you've built is awesome. So
Yeah.
you said that, you don't get many hours to yourself. How do you balance work and life, running the company?
Oh, I try to get some kind of activities, hobby, sports to distract, to get my mind out of the company, because again, it's like a 24/7 for me. And that's another recommendation I try to do, is try to find something that keeps your mind out for at least for a few minutes, hours, or weekends. In my case, I ride motorcycles. I love running. I have a family. I do sports. So that's my way of getting my mind out of the business for a while, and then come back a little bit more renovated, more energized. So that's important. As any other activity, don't do it like 100% of the time. You need to have your time off. And my family is another thing that is very important for me. The time I spend with them. I have 3 daughters and my wife. So that's another big cable to the earth. Yes.
And do you incorporate that in your culture of your company at all? I mean, how do you share that with your team?
Oh yes. We don't run a company on a clock in, clock out kind of business. I understand that might work in other type of businesses, but in our case, we try to think the company as completely remote. We have an office here in Miami where I'm here, but most of our employees and teams are all over the place. Nashville, Atlanta, Orlando, Tampa, Raleigh, Fayetteville, Argentina, Palm Beach. So we have all the moving parts in different places. So we try to manage the company by goals and by achievements and recognitions, and not by time frame, basically. So all of us, we are very free on taking time off and putting time into family, sports, hobbies, or whatever you want. But the same way I try to manage my agenda, I encourage my employees and my teammates to do the same. And we try to do offsites as much as possible to have a clear head and try to think about the business, the strategy all together. And the way I've been managing all my business is very open door type of behavior. All the decisions are made between more than one people, teammates, different areas. I don't run companies in the way that this has been decided, so just do it. I strongly believe in sharing opinions and ideas, even though they're a little bit crazy. We can work on that and guide them. But yeah, we are pretty much open to all the decisions and share everything here in the company.
And it definitely should help your retention too, of keeping your good people that you've hired. I mean, would you say that defines how you're beyond average, or that your business is getting to best in class? Are there certain things you're focused on?
Yeah, totally. We have a very good retention, and our people are very involved in weekly meetings, webinars, and different aspects. Again, we try to encourage everyone to participate not only in their own area, but if they can add value on other areas, or they can present a vendor, a client, whatever, contractor, because they know someone. Even though it's not their area, we try to encourage that. And again, the same way as I said before, in these times of collaboration, if you don't open your mind a little bit to different ideas, you will at the end of the day start closing yourself into your own ideas. So yeah, I encourage everyone to take part on each one of the ideas that we are discussing in any time of the company.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for your time today, Sebastian. It's great to meet you and learn more about your entrepreneurial journey. And you shared so much. People listening will love all the tips and what you've learned from being a part of so many businesses.
Thank you. My pleasure. Anytime, and anything that I can help to any entrepreneur that is starting, I'd be happy to share any experience in detail. So yeah, I'm here, and thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing everyone on our next episode.